Geminis, welcome to your love reading for January 2019. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. My rates, info, and email below. Keep in mind, I'm also running a holiday special up until December 25th. If you would like to gift somebody a reading, I have them at a discounted rate. So just send me an email and I can tell you what the rates are and how I can go about doing that, because we know we have somebody in our life that always wants to do a reading but never gets around doing it or doesn't know how to, okay? So, let me start off by saying I'm doing things a little bit differently. I had to shuffle off camera because I have an injury right now, and the shuffling that I do is a little ugly. I don't want to subject my viewers to it, so I'll be shuffling for clarifiers only. And then just other things to mention is my 2019 Sun Moon readings. I'm working on those. They're going up in the playlist. Go check out your 2018 Sun Moon readings, which are up in my playlist. I will always be working on compatibility readings, which are up in my playlist. And on social media, I'm on Instant Go if you need a quick answer to a question. I'm on Facebook and Instagram if you would like to follow, or message me. And finally, I will be leaving a Vimeo link below for what your love interest is thinking, feeling, whether it's a crush, a current, or an ex. So let's get to your love reading. So prior to January 2019, I pulled these are the influences that you passed out of prior to entering into January, okay? We have the Nine of Maws with the Temperance card in the upright, okay? The Temperance card is a card of Sagittarius, so some of you are dealing with a Sagittarius, or if that just resonates. So what went on prior to is the Knight of Wands has you kind of putting your guard up, okay? Building a little fence around yourself, building a little fort around yourself because you went through something that was really hard. And even though you went through it, you're still standing, you persevered. It can be sometimes a card of somebody that has been wounded, and as a result, you're protecting your feelings, you're guarded in regarding to your feelings. You don't want to get hurt, so you're just kind of protecting yourself. So I feel that you all went through a period where maybe you trusted in you went through something, and now you're not really hyped to kind of deliver your heart on a platter to anybody. You're just kind of protecting your heart, okay? And not only that, with the Temperance card, you're also trying to restore balance back to your life. So not only are you trying to get to a place where you're building up your resilience, building up not getting hurt or what have you, or building up your fort, like I said, you're also trying to restore balance back to your life. You're trying to be calm, so you're trying to find peace. You're trying to remain calm when it comes to love, but I really feel like this is self-love that's going on for you guys. I think you're taking time out to actually love yourselves, and I think that's gorgeous, okay? So a lot of patience. You guys aren't in any rush to get into another relationship. You're moderating your feelings. You're taking care of what you're feeling. So you're not. I don't see that you guys are hard pressed to kind of get into a relationship of some kind. Now, as we move into January, I kind of feel that this continues. Maybe in a little bit of a different way, because I see the Lover's card in reverse, which is your card, the card of Gemini, and it came out along with the Flying Machine in reverse. So you guys are just, I feel like you're putting your love life in a holding pattern right now. You're kind of holding off on things. I really don't feel like you guys are actively seeking this, and I feel like it's because this Lover's card in reverse, you're really coming off of something that embittered you, okay? Something that you had a lot of regrets about getting into, could have been regarding relationships. Some of you could have gotten divorced. You're thinking about the divorce. Your heart right now is kind of closed, okay? But I don't think it's a negative way. I kind of feel like you guys are working on yourselves, okay? You went through something, and I feel like you gave a lot of yourself to something, and it didn't work out, so now you just don't really care for love to come in your life right now until you've kind of resolved things. The Flying Machine in reverse, which is the card of Cancer, if that resonates, also kind of indicates this to me, because this is kind of like being stuck and not having any control over it, or giving up, okay? So I kind of feel like you all are feeling like, look, I can't steer this machine where I want it to go. There's nothing I can do about it right now. It seems like no matter what I do, because in the previous thing I really did try to exercise some direction, some control, and that didn't work out. So now I'm just kind of fine to like give up, not try to push anything, because I know it's out of my control. If someone was meant to be, and that's what I feel like with this, if someone was meant to be, It's going to happen, because I do think for some of you, you might have pushed for this previous relationship and it taught you a life lesson about pushing and trying to guide things into into a certain hole, when, if you had kind of let it kind of manifest organically or naturally, it might have unfolded in a different way. So I feel like that's how you guys kind of learned your lesson, and now you're just kind of like, well, whatever. I mean, love isn't going to come to me. A big message about these two cards together is love is not going to come to you all until the universe decides you're ready for it. So if you don't really sort of learn the lesson that you were meant to learn and apply it to your life, they aren't going to open the doors of love for you. And I do feel like in January, you all are learning that. Now, I love what I'm seeing here as you guys end of January into February. We have the 10 of Dragonflies with the 9 of Beetles in the upright. This kind of says to me what I was saying before. You guys are really working on self-care, self-love, getting yourselves to a place where, because the 10 of Dragonflies is about being very harmonious and very fulfilled. Sometimes it can be in a couple scenario, but I'm not feeling that because the 9 of Beetles is here, which is a card of independence. Somebody who doesn't need anybody, somebody who, if someone is going to add to their life, then fine, but if not, they're fine not to have somebody. The 9 of Beetles is about being single and holding yourself out for somebody who's worthy of your love, okay? So along with the 10 of Cups, I kind of get that you guys are taking care of yourself. You're doing the things that you want to do for yourself, okay? You're going out there, you're getting the manicures, the pedicures, the tattoos, sitting in a, I don't know where tattoos came from. I think because my friend's a Gemini and she just got a rockin' tattoo. Or just going to a coffee shop by yourself and relaxing and indulging and really kind of enjoying being by yourself and knowing that you don't have to be with anybody, and how relaxing it is not to be with anybody, not have to answer to anybody. You're not rushing through your coffee. And I really feel like which is a great strategy, okay? There's not a lot of people that I read for, or, that I, in general, because it's very hard to do, to take a period of time out for yourself to restore balance and make yourself whole again before you continue on, okay? So the work that you guys are doing is great. I'm super impressed with that. Let me pull some clarifiers and see what's up. Can you please provide clarification on the 9 of Maws? Why is the 9 of Maws here for Gemini? Who is this person? What is this energy? Additional messages for the 9 of Maws. Influences prior to. Okay, so the Moon card in the upright. That's the card of Pisces for those of you that resonates, and the Knight of Wands. All right, so what I'm feeling is this relationship that you had, it came in very much all of a sudden, all brimstone and what's that saying? And I mean, somebody came in and you were wildly attracted to them. You're wildly passionate about them. They had a fantastic sex drive. Things were flirty. They were fun. The anticipation of being with this person was awesome. The thrill of the chase was in there. But this person wasn't one to commit. They were more into liking everything to be at a level 10, everything to be great, and then like as soon as the flames go up, when the flames die down, when the flames go up, they're all about it. When they start to die down, they're kind of out. So with the Moon card in the upright, this isn't something that you saw. I feel like you were very bewitched by this person, okay? You really didn't see this. You were kind of wrapped up with everything that they were. You saw things through an illusion, okay? But you were kind of uncertain about this path. There was something about your intuition. You had, inner, like a spidey sense that something might be a little bit off about this person, but you didn't listen to it because they were just all about you, I feel like, okay? So that's why here you're being a little bit with your guard up, because you're not gonna necessarily just let somebody kind of come in and be like that again, no matter how you're feeling about them. Can you please provide clarification on the Temperance card? Why is the Temperance card here in the upright for Geminis? Influences prior to January. Who is this person? What is this energy with this Temperance card? Personally. Okay, so one of the conversations that you're sort of having with yourself is the 8 of Swords. Why do you keep on falling for the same type of person? because the Eight of Swords is kind of like a self-imposed restriction where you're stuck, and you know you tend to go after the same type of person. And so part of the balance that you guys are restoring is trying to figure out, why do you keep on getting stuck or imprisoned in these kind of relationships where someone comes in and they're all passion, everything great, and you fall for it every time. So I feel like part of the balance you're trying to restore is trying to figure out, what are your tendencies to you know, kind of get into situations like this. Then we have the Seven of Wands in the upright, and this is you also realizing that I feel like for some of you do have a notion, like a romantic notion, okay? Because the Seven of Wands is very much about fighting for love, and that kind of goes along with this whole, you know, the fairy tale thing. If love was meant to be, then you're supposed to fight for it. You know, that shows the devotion, and it's very romantic. But I also feel like there was opposition to this, okay? So there were people opposing this, and you didn't listen, okay? You kind of, like, I feel like you were very much wrapped up in it, and I think that's another one of the things that you're considering, because I remember when I said, why do I keep on falling for the same type? Another conversation some of you are having with yourself is, why do I continue to fight for something, you know, get wrapped in it and then fight for it, even though the opposition could be within yourself. Remember I said there, your intuition was telling you there wasn't something quite right about this, even against yourself. If the opposition is yourself, why do you continue to stand up for it? Why do you continue to defend it when you know that it wasn't necessarily for you? So answering these questions with these conversations that you guys are having is actually going to restore balance into your life and get you to a better place and give you peace, okay? Can you please provide clarification on the Lovers card? The Lovers card in the reverse for Geminis for the period for January 2019. Why is the Lovers card in the reverse for Geminis? Love energies, January 2019. It was this person. What is this energy? Okay, you're really anguished about this relationship. Okay, this is the Lovers card. Is you kind of, it's the residual. Okay, so you're bringing it in January. It's a reminder for you. Okay, it's in the back of your head, and the Nine of Swords is sitting here reminding you, like, all the anxiety you used to have when you're in this relationship and worrying about things and stressing about things and what's wrong with me? Why this person take off? Why is this person being like this? So you're keeping that in the back of your head to remind yourself about, yeah, it's a reminder, because we also had the Fool card in reverse, and you know, you're reminding yourself, why did I get into this relationship? Why didn't I see the red flags? Why didn't I see the warning signs? And you know, the reason why you did is because you just kind of rushed into it. Okay, you were uncertain about it, but you went ahead and you did it anyways. And then after the fact, you realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. This wasn't really such a good idea. Okay, and the Fool card in reverse is the card of you looking the fool. Okay, so something about this relationship after it was said and done, you kind of felt like the fool, okay? And that could be part of this Nine of Swords here. You know, you looked the fool, so therefore you started talking badly about yourself, beating up on yourself. How could I? Why did I get into this? I can't believe I did this, all right? But that reminder is there to remind you guys, you know what? I'm not ready for another relationship right now. In January, I feel like that's what that's there for. And that's why you're kind of like putting a block on you know, or not moving forward, because you just don't feel like you're ready for it. Can you please provide clarification on the Flying Machine in reverse? Why is the Flying Machine in reverse for Geminis? Love energies, January, personality, perspective. The Ace of Cups. Okay. I do feel like in January, some of you want to return back to this person. You want to go back. You want to go back because, and I just got the message, it's kind of funny. For a percentage of you, you're telling yourselves you need to go back because you have unanswered questions, you have unresolved issues, and you want to go back to this you know, love, this love that had so much potential, to find out what went wrong or what was wrong. But those of you that are kind of saying that are making an excuse to kind of go back, okay? You're making an excuse to kind of go back and maybe reconnect with this person, all right? And just telling yourself, I'm just doing it to get answers or find out what went wrong or whatever. For others of you, you just feel like kind of revisiting, because I think it's a really hard love for you to let go of. This person really filled your cup initially, and I feel like it was just in the beginning, because this is the Ace of Cups here, so it was just in the beginning of the relationship. They really filled your cup. It had so much potential to it. I mean, for some of you, you really, really thought that this was it. And I do think some of you are trying to go back to kind of get answers too, because you don't understand. No, that went away. Okay. No. I don't. I'm not going to go there. All right. And just because it wasn't like, it didn't feel right. Okay. You guys are like, what was she going to say? Don't worry about it. It wasn't anything that was going to add to anything. All right. So that's what I kind of feel here. And maybe that's why you're getting a little bit stuck. Maybe that's why things are out of your control. I mean, you're definitely keeping some of these thoughts on the back burner, okay? But in most readings, you'll get people be like, oh, let go of those things and whatever. I don't really think that's a bad thing. I think that this is kind of reminding you guys why not to jump into something. And once you sort of reconcile with this in your mind, why you did it, why you got into it, and once you kind of get those answers, some of you might be going back and getting those answers just on your own. And once you kind of get those answers, you'll be whole again and you can proceed forward. So I don't necessarily think sometimes it's so bad to hold on to bad things, okay? Because a lot of times if we just hold on to the good and we forget about the bad, we wind up back into a situation that was never good to begin with, because we forget all about the bad memories, and the good memories just tend to amplify, okay? So whatever you're doing here, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a process for you guys. All right. So, but again, I love what I'm seeing the end of January here. In end of February. Can you please provide clarification on the 10 of Dragonflies? Why is the 10 of Dragonflies here? Who is this person? What is this energy? Messages, please. I'm just going to move these up a bit. Like I said, I did shuffle a certain way. Okay. Okay, 10 of Dragonflies, please, for Geminis as they move out of January into February. Last week of January into February, please. Yeah, you guys are like all about, okay. I feel like you're all about yourselves. We have the Justice card here in the upright, which is the card of Libra, and that's very much the card of things going in your favor and doing the right thing. And you're doing the right thing for yourself. It's also about the right balance. You're doing the right balance for yourself. You guys are balancing your business life and yourselves and your personal lives, and you're proceeding forward with truth. Okay, and with the Justice card and the Queen of Swords also, she's all about truth. Okay, she's not going to let any more fools kind of take her down a road that she shouldn't be. She never looks like the fool again, okay, because she sees the bigger picture and she sees people with total honesty. So you guys are kind of saying, you know what, moving forward, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to find out what makes me happy, because I cannot be happy with anybody else until I make myself happy. And then with here, you guys are going to be judging. I don't like the word judging, but you're going to be very careful about who you choose going forward. You're going to make sure that they're right for you, okay? And you're not settling for anything less than total honesty. All right, with that Queen of Swords, and you're sitting on your throne kind of like, hey, if you can't give me this, then you can just walk over there, is what I feel like you guys are doing, because I'm fine building myself up right now. I'm really having a good old time with myself, with my feet up on this pillow and my cup of hot cocoa by the fireplace, and nothing to do all day except Netflix binge. Okay, I went off a little bit there, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, let's see what's up with this Nine of Beetles. Can you please provide clarification for the Nine of Beetles for Geminis? Last week of January, moving into February. Who is this person? What is this energy, please? Nine of Beetles in the upright for a Gemini person, personality, perspective. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands in reversed. Yeah, you guys are fine being single. Okay. Because we have the Two of Wands in reverse, which is you guys aren't even considering different paths or considering a plan or partnership because of not knowing things, not knowing, and you're not interested in kind of like having to deal with someone who's unreliable, someone who's mistrustful. You just don't have time. You don't want to figure that out right now with this Two of Wands in reverse. In the upright, it's all about plans and partnership and deciding between two paths. And regardless, I'm not getting that. I think you guys are like, I'm done with kind of the choices for the time being. Maybe some of you might even be blocking it a little bit. I do feel some of you are just kind of like, pulling the shades down. Don't come knocking on my door anytime soon. Knight of Pentacles, the same thing. You're just like staying in your little me comfort zone. You're not looking for any kind of adventure with anybody. You're fine where you are. You don't want to take a step outside of your circle. This is just for right now. Because I think things are fine as you are. I mean, you're single and there's real hesitancy right now to let the world in. And I don't even want to say let the world in, let a person in, okay? So I feel like the end of January, well going to February, you guys are going to be working on self-care, self-love, not kind of letting people that are just silly or, trying to get in your pants or what have you, you just aren't going to entertain that, okay? I'm not feeling that anyways. All right, so I like this. And there's nothing wrong with just taking care of yourself in between relationships or just in general and being happy about that. That's really, to me, that is the essential of being whole and being healthy, is when you absolutely love yourself and nobody else is responsible for that happiness, okay? At least in a relationship sense. Alrighty, so keep in mind to click on the link below. It'll take you to the reading for what your love interest is thinking or feeling, whether it's a crush, a current, or an ex. And other than that, everything I said before, if you didn't hear it, I don't feel like going over it again. And I'll see you guys. Just go check out my playlist. That's all I should say. I have a whole bunch of stuff in my playlist right now. Otherwise, guys, good luck to you and I'll see you for your mid-months, right, in January. Yep. Adios from Veronica Garnet. Bye, Geminis.